everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of C14 Dating. So she just had her hypoglycemic episode, and now she's testing next to the campfire, and Kyler's walking up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Hearing soft footsteps, I finished dipping my bag and glanced up. I did not expect to see Kyler coming to check on me. Wordlessly, he sat down in the chair next to me, one elbow resting on his knee as he leaned forward.
How are you feeling?
Much better now. The apple juice was a good choice. Thank you. His eyes drifted toward my medical bracelet, then hastily looked away, not wanting to appear invasive. I lifted my wrist to demonstrate that it was acceptable. It was meant to be noticeable after all.
Sorry for not noticing before. I did recognize the medical bracelet, but I didn't think to ask.
It's fine. Normally I can look after myself, but I lost my candy during my jog. I'll be more careful. Nodding, Kyler stood up.
Don't forget to finish your apple juice.
Actually,
Tease that he poured too much. Mention that he poured too much.
teasing
Seems to be a bit of a thing here where he gets really irritated, and it's not the right thing to do, but it's funny to see. So we're gonna go ahead and do this one first, and then we'll go back and redo this one.
If I did, I'd have to worry about getting a sugar rush. You're sweet of thinking of me, though. I laughed, but Kyler groaned, appalled by my terrible stab at humor.
Glad you're feeling well enough to toss around jokes.
You're no fun.
I have actual taste in humor.
More like he was picky, but I decided not to argue further. He did go out of his way to see how I was faring.
Don't worry about the apple juice then. I'll dispose of it for you. Alright, well, we're probably getting back into the other section, so let's go back. Alright, we'll mention he poured too much.
You overdid it a bit with the apple juice. Half a cup would have sufficed. With raised eyebrows, he absorbed that information keenly.
I had no idea how much you needed, so I filled it to the brim. He's so cute, he blushes, oh my god. Okay, he's so adorable. You're like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So cute.
No, that's understandable. Better safe than sorry. I don't need it anymore.
Don't worry about the juice then. I'll dispose of it for you. Oh, now he's smiling.
Thanks. He picked up the cup, then gave me a nod of acknowledgement before returning to the kitchen. I wondered on whether I should retire to my tent or continue excavating despite my exhaustion. A few minutes later, I heard someone else approaching. There you are.
Ah, Sherry. Alright, well, we've seen Sherry, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip this. Okay, so we are in the cave right now, and Hendrik came down to talk to us. Usually we do admire his procedure, but this time we're going to inwardly panic over him working in the square.
It was a strange feeling, like he'd encroached on my role. This was my square, and at this point, I felt I understood it better than anyone. I struggled to keep my face composed. My fingers trembled as I impatiently waited for him to return my trowel. I see. You're pretty good at this. Can I resume my work now?
Oh, sure. Someone's eager.
Thanks for the help, Hendrik.
Geen probleem. If you need me again, I'll be happy to assist. Just don't start taking me for granite.
Okay, that was cheesy even for you.
Hey, that pun is a classic. Okay, so we've seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. Although, of course, it didn't take very long for us to get to the next part that we haven't seen, so I'm gonna go ahead and start reading again.
I gazed at the cuts that Hendrik had made, and started to replace them with my own digging.
You seemed shocked when he demonstrated.
Was it that noticeable?
To me? Did he do something to upset you?
No, I was admiring his skills.
Not really, but...
Not upset, more like surprised. I've been working on the square for a few weeks, and it was unnerving to see someone else digging into it. I feel like I know what I'm doing and what to expect in these sediments now.
As if no one knows the area better than you?
Yeah, I guess so. What a selfish feeling.
No, I can relate. People can get comfortable where they work, even attached to it. Would you rather work at a different square if given the chance?
No.
Even so, it's not a bad thing to work on a different stratum. Know what it's like to dig through the glacial period, or something even more recent. Of course, no matter where you dig,
You'll still find Cave Bear. I stood up and stretched. It was a good time to take a small break and jot down some notes in my journal. I'm gonna get some fresh air. You know, Kyler, you're gonna get hypoxia if you don't go outside every now and then.
and we've seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip out.
Okay, so we're back, and this is the part where DeAndre's waiting for his results, and usually we go back to the tent area, and that's where we meet up with Chantal and Joan, but this time we're going to stay and chat. I got a good look at his phone. It was noticeably bigger and clunkier, an older model, and there were dents all over it. Wow, you're not nice to your phone. Have you considered getting one of those protective covers?
Those screen protectors? Believe me, I've tried. There's still plastic film all over the side of my desk from attempting to apply those stupid things. Of course, whenever I want to use it, my phone slows down, or maybe it's the website. What with the sheer number of students logging in.
He swung one leg over the bench and scanned for someone. Kyler was off to the side, also checking his phone, and DeAndre hollered something to him in French. Kyler responded curtly, but took a few steps closer to talk. I wasn't able to follow until DeAndre motioned to me.
Hey, let's not exclude her. Anyway, are you on the varsity website? Can you check for me? What department? Seriously? That's sweet as. English department.
Kyler paused and glanced at DeAndre inquisitively, but said nothing before turning back to his phone.
ID? The first numbers are 826, then 6 again, and last number 942. You ain't wrong. What did I get? Your average is 16.48. A little better than last time, not bad.
Is that a good score? What's it out of?
20. I got grand distinction, which is pretty solid. I'm guessing A's in your country? Was this the correct ID I checked? Oh, what's this, Kyler? Shocked that a pro athlete got good grades?
Smugly, DeAndre raised his hands to his head. After making fists, his fingers sprung out as he mimicked an exploding sound. Kyler scoffed, then glanced down at his phone.
Mature. Kidding aside, I reckon you did well too. Cheers, buddy. Don't buddy me. Mate? Don't mate me either. Wasn't thinking that.
After the jest sank in, Kyler massaged his temples with a broad hand.
This conversation is over.
Kyler stalked off and DeAndre rolled his eyes towards me.
We're getting along so well.
It's still because you nailed him in the face with a rugby ball, or when you both had cooking duty?
Completely forgot about that. And yeah, we didn't get along there either. He was absolutely hopeless in the kitchen, and I really didn't have the patience for it. He can't do anything.
Oh, come on. It couldn't have been that bad.
Mel, he can't do anything. He failed cooking rice in a rice cooker.
That's bad.
That's why, if Helena gives me cooking duty, can we pair up from now on?
Sure, maybe the three of us could work together. How about this? If Kyler is paired with you again, I'll join in. Sound better? DeAndre pondered it briefly, then gave a small nod.
Definitely. It'll go more smoothly. Besides, I think Kyler needs to learn at the very least how to make edible rice.
With that sorted, DeAndre excused himself, explaining that he wanted to see his grades in further detail. I returned to my meal, wondering about my own marks.
Well, we succeeded at that, at least. Yay! Cave success.
Why 26, altitude 120. I mumbled to myself as I jotted down the measurements. Once that was done, I wrapped the tiny unidentified bone fragment in tinfoil, then slipped a piece of paper with a 3 on it among the folds. I was digging through some forgotten badger burrow, which meant all the context in it was mixed up and useless. Did I even need to draw this on the document? Even with my music on, I heard it rain heavily outside, and it felt much damper in the cave. Kyler groaned, then shifted from his knees to stand up. As a faster digger, he already reached the bottom of his square and had been in a stooped position for some time. As I zipped up my plastic bag, the lights suddenly went out. There were a few high-pitched squeals, but no real panic. Chatter murmured through the higher levels of the cave. I yanked my earbuds out and stuffed them into my hoodie pocket. I could barely see, although there were some faint sources of illumination from emergency lights on the main catwalk. Augustine delivered something in French, while Sherry relayed the message farther down, likely instructions. Pulling out my phone, I switched to the flashlight application and set it on the clipboard between me and Kyler.
Alright, well before this continues on, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.